Okay, you guys, let's get into it. So, hot topics today is a Secret Service agent among 3 men arrested after allegedly taking part in a brutal Kappa fraternity hazing that left 2 pledges hospitalized. Authorities say one victim was struck with a paddle wrapped in electric tape until he bled through his underwear, while another nearly went into kidney failure and required skin. Oh wow, this is a lot. Let's get into the audio.
An alleged fraternity hazing ritual. Those allegations involve 2 pledges of the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity at the University of Miami, one of whom nearly died. The alleged incident is a stain on the reputation of the Secret Service, another one in recent months. And Randy Kay joins us from Florida tonight. Randy, what more have you learned about what happened here?
Such disturbing details, John. We're getting all of this information from a search warrant and an arrest warrant that I was able to get from the state attorney's office in Miami today. The pledges were beaten after failing to answer questions correctly about the history of their fraternity. So if they got the question wrong, they were repeatedly beaten with paddles and canes. Now, the beatings only stopped after one of the pledges noticed that he was bleeding through his underwear and his clothing. These beatings took place allegedly in several different locations around Miami. One victim later began to get nauseous. He had a fever. He had to admit himself to the hospital. And we understand that he underwent skin grafts because of the injuries on his buttocks. And according to authorities, he nearly died. They said that if he hadn't gone into the hospital, he would have died from kidney failure. And another pledge, John, who was allegedly involved in this, also ended up in the hospital, intubated in order to get critical care. And we also know that the paddles, according to this arrest warrant, were wrapped in electrical tape. And they had 2 words on them, John. Those words were kaboom and kapow.
So, Randy, and all 3 men have been arrested, including the Secret Service agent we mentioned earlier. What more do we know about him?
He's a 29-year-old Secret Service agent based in Miami here. His name is Marquez Pinder. He is facing a number of charges, John, including attempted manslaughter with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, or causing great bodily harm. Also, hazing with a deadly weapon. These are all felonies. Now, according to Pinder's LinkedIn page, he has been with the Secret Service for nearly 3 years. He was also a member of the U.S. Coast Guard, also part of the U.S. Navy Reserve. And according to a statement that I got from the special agent in charge in the Miami field office for the Secret Service, he told me that Pinder is now on administrative leave and that they are cooperating with this investigation. We also reached out to the fraternity for comment. We didn't get any comment back. And we also reached out to Pinder's attorney. He did not get back to me, but he did give a statement to the New York Times saying,
Wow, you guys. So this is very disturbing. Not only disturbing, but disgusting. Also, I always wonder for years about when it comes down to the pledging and stuff like that. Why is it so extreme when it comes down to you pledging for a fraternity and stuff like that? And then I'm not even trying to be funny, but from what I did my research on, this is nothing even compared to what a lot of people had went through while pledging and stuff like that. And this is sad. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely sad, especially with the secret agent. Like, you supposed to be the secret agent. You supposed to at least be, you know what I'm saying, like firing the alarm and letting it be known, like, this is what's going on and stuff like that. And it was like, you got into that doggone situation. Next thing you know, y'all remember that movie with LL Cool J and Mekhi Phifer or whatever that was, when, what is it, In Too Deep? It's like, now you didn't sit up here and lost the plot of it all. And now it's 2 men that's in the hospitalized, injured. And, you know, and it's trauma for life. And it's just so scary. Like, what is going on? Like, why do people have to be hazed? And when do it stop? And it's so sad because the people that are going through it, not trying to be funny, because it's like, I don't know the process of what people thinking when they go through the hazing process. Like, oh, okay, I'm just going to get through it, and then I'll be with this, you know, fraternity or sorority to the end of time. And it's kind of like, but I got to go through a humiliation process throughout the process. Why are you beating me? Why are you beating me with a paddle? in the year 2026 when so much stuff is going on? What is going, like, what type of brotherhood and sisterhood that is, you traumatizing and using different type of things to basically, you know what I'm saying, like, affect somebody mental and physically? So it's kind of like, what is the process when it comes down to these pledges and, you know, hazing process? Why do it have to be that? Why can't it be something else? When it's giving back, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it could be so much other stuff to basically, you know, grow the bond and the connection and stuff like that. So what do you guys think in this process? Do you feel like that pledging for a fraternity or sorority, this is just the stuff that you have to go through? Is it like a history behind the hazing process that we are not aware of? Because I'm not trying to be funny, like, when you ask people what they went through in their process of pledging, it's like they signed an NDA. You can't ask. It's like they taking it to the grave. Like, yeah, they ain't coming up off of no information. They don't want to say none. They gonna sit up here and it's like, y'all are like, did you sign a death row contract? Like, nobody comes forward. Nobody says nothing. Nobody even wants to basically, you know what I'm saying, recall what they went through. But then when it comes down to y'all stepping to Lil Boosie, y'all, you know, clapping and hitting the side by side. But then what about what y'all went through, the hazing process? Because I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't even go through it. But then on top of that, I don't think that that's something that I want to be an organization of. If I have to be hazed to the point where my life is on the line, it kind of reminds me of gangs. Like when they sit up and say you got to be jumped in, like everybody got to run down on you and mac on you, and then all of a sudden, come on, yeah, you got it. Like, what? Nah, man. And I mean, I don't know. It's like the loyalty that comes when it comes down to pledging and people going through their hazing process. I mean, it's extreme. It is extreme. I never went through that, but it's like hearing the story, and then somebody just it's been people that has passed away during a hazing process. Answers are still not answered. And it's just sad. Like I said, I don't even think that the dudes that went through the process or whatever, like they say, they went ahead and probably had to go to the hospital. I don't even think that they even corroborate about what happened. And that's sad, because 9 times out of 10 now people are still going to get away. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys feel like that this is totally acceptable? It's not as bad. This is something that people sign up for. Is people signing NDAs to pledge and get hazed? What is the tea? What is the juice? And what is your opinion? Seriously.